Hello guys and girls. Um, Staying with anxiety, I thought I'd do a vid on a topic that is controlling my world this week, and that is the heat at the moment and the weather. Um, don't know how many of you out there struggle with your anxiety and your panic attacks when it's hotter. I know a few people that I've spoke to find it more difficult in the winter when it's cold, and that affects their breathing and stuff more. But for me, the heat, I just cannot handle it. When I was younger, before I had this anxiety, I used to love the heat, man. I would stand out in it, I'd work out in it, I'd bloody sit out in it after work, and I'd do everything out in the sun, trying to get a bit of a suntan. That's what I used to think like. The job I had just before I had anxiety, I was working outside, and I used to love it. When it was hot, it'd just be that. But they would be the days where work was worth turning up to. But now that I've got anxiety, it's totally flipped, man. I would rather be freezing my tits off now than sitting here on a day like today. You know, I don't know how many of you know, like the Americans, the US guys on here, the heat in the UK at the moment is not like anything that we usually experience. I think 90 degrees Fahrenheit over here at the moment, which for Britain and the UK is hot, believe me. You might be used to it over there, but we sure as hell ain't over here. And the heat in the UK is crap. It's like the sun's not even that bright, really, to be honest with you. There's a few clouds in the sky, but the air temperature, there is no air, there's no fresh air. And I've just been out in the car about an hour ago, took my missus out, and the windows down because the aircon don't work in the car. Great. But yeah, windows down and the air's blowing in the car, you're getting blown away. But the air is as warm as the air that you're in anyway, sort of thing. It's not cold air. So there's no escape from it, and that's where my anxiety is really struggling. It's like every so often I'm thinking to myself, shit, I can't breathe properly, man. Like, where can I get some fresh air from? And then you realise to yourself, you've just got to breathe the air that you're breathing. And it's horrible. It's just a little cycle that I keep going through, sort of thing. And for those of you that know me, the anxiety symptoms that I usually get. I get my bad stomach, and I get dizzy spells, and concentrating on breathing, and all that kind of stuff. All that is bang in my mind today. I woke up today with a real dodgy stomach, and I just don't feel like I've got any control over my body, sort of thing. All I can feel like doing is just sitting here and doing nothing. And I don't want to feel like that, but it's purely down to the heat. If it weren't so hot today, over the last week, I've been gradually feeling a bit easier about things. I've had a bit of a dodgy, say, since camping. We went camping last Thursday, and since then, the camping trip was brilliant, fine, loved every minute of it. But since then, I've been a bit dodgy. I really hurt my shoulder while I was camping, probably from, doing exercise and stuff, things, lifting and carrying and putting tents up and shit, stuff that I don't usually do in that. So I've used muscles that I wouldn't usually use, and I had a really bad shoulder for like 2-3 days, and as that sort of faded, I was starting to feel a bit better, but now, over the last 24 hours, I just can't get past thinking about how hot it is. And it's crazy because I used to love it. Like I say, man, I couldn't spend enough time in the sun. So I wonder what's changed. And I wonder, does anybody else, what's your experience with the heat at the moment? The people in the UK probably can answer this. How do you feel experiencing this week? How is your anxiety? Is it bad this week? Or do you like the heat? Does that give you time to get out and relax in it, or what? I can't relax. I'm so tense constantly. Even of an evening, it's still warm. And because we live out in the bloody country, we can't leave our windows open at night because the amount of flies and bugs that we get in the house is crazy, man. If you leave a light on in the house when it's dark, or even if the TV's on or anything, the flies are just in. So we're having to shut the windows at night, and we've got one fan in the house, and it's just not happening, man. It's just not happening. So I'm having a dodgy time at the moment. I don't know, man. It's really getting me down as well. It's just, well, it's basically just bad anxiety for the last, say, 2 days. It's been really bad. Before then, it was on the scale of 1 to 10. Say after the camping trip, I was probably on about 5, 6 until yesterday. I'm up to an 8. And when I took my missus out earlier in the car, I was definitely on a 9 for anxiety. Not panic. I don't feel like there's a panic attack coming. I can sort of differentiate now between anxiety and panic. Sort of anxiety attacks and panic attacks. I think there's a difference. And I'm heading more towards anxiety attacks. So yeah, basically, I'm not doing well. I've got to go back out and pick my missus up in about half hour. And I'm just not looking forward to it, you know, like the old days where I was too scared to drive up the shop, or too scared to walk to the post box, or too scared to go and even sit in the car somewhere, in a car park. That's how I feel today about going to pick my missus up. It's like back to that anxiety that I used to suffer with, man, where I couldn't even step out of the car. At the moment, I'm too scared to even step out of the house because of the way the heat is making me feel. Even though it's still hot in the house, it's just that, you know, I can sit down and try and relax, and I'm not in the direct sun. But when I'm out there, don't know, man. I might let you know in a bit if I've got enough time to stick a bit on the end of this video. I'll let you know how I've got on when I go and pick her up, so just so you guys know that I've done it, and I'm obviously still alive, and we'll see how I feel when I'm back. I might feel a bit more relaxed because I've done what I've got to do, sort of thing. I might be feeling really bad now because I know that I've got to go back out in it. You don't know, do you? That could be why I'm feeling so delicate right now. So I'll let you know in a bit how I get on. Take it easy, guys. Hello. So I'm on my way. I've just left, going to pick the missus up. It's still as warm. I feel like I've cooled down a little bit, but not a great deal really. So we'll see how I feel when I get there. I'll give you a little update when I get there, and then I'll talk to you when I get home. But I've just set out, so about 20 minutes it'll take to get there. So I shall speak to you soon. Oh my god. We just arrived to pick the missus up, and I ain't got much fuel. And I tried to get on there's like a bypass to miss out all the shitty little roads to get here quick, and there must have been an accident. The police had closed the road off and he was letting cars up the wrong way up the slip road. So I was stuck halfway round a roundabout in this heat. Oh my god. I was on the brink, let me tell you, of a panic attack. And then I was just about to try and reverse turn round, but I was boxed in by cars and it was horrible. And then the copper up the front started waving us through, so I was on the brink of destruction. So I'm just waiting for the missus now, and we'll be heading home in a bit.